Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Brothas-in-law. Hey, if you're new to this channel we talk about police involved incidents that occur around the country, and Mike and I give our analysis on how, if the actions of the officers or what a reasonable officer would do, and we also take a look at the actions of the offender to see if they followed our acronym of CALM, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on, where the situation had turned out differently. Now, we know we got all y'all keyboard warriors out there who hate the police or whatever, and that's cool. But we're not trying to get into an argument with you about, pigs this, pigs that. We're just saying, hey, man, if you done it like this, maybe your situation probably would have turned out a little different. You never know what type of officer you're going to get, though, however. All right, but that's what we talk about here on this channel. We got a good one lined up for you tonight. We hope you enjoy it. And so, like I said, if you're new to our channel, man, please go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button for us. We'd greatly appreciate it. My name is Corey, and I'm a former Virginia State Trooper. And I'm also a retired Navy Chief Petty Officer, 21 years of service. And my co-host is Mr. Michael Bradley. Welcome, Mike, and happy anniversary. Y'all give love for my boy Mike and his wife.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What's up, Jesus? Love you, Stacy. I see you on here. We Goat. I think that's Goat. Yeah, we go. Yeah, Goat on here. Good to see y'all. You know, football starts tonight. You know what I'm saying? The greatest sport on earth.
But we don't care about who playing tonight.
You know
our boys ain't playing it. Well, then the Steelers. That's Mike's team, y'all. We don't really care about them. We just go
hardcore Steelers fan. I don't know how it ended up that way.
I don't know either.
Being from Canton, Ohio, I'm a hardcore Steelers fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, good to have football back.
Yeah, man, get head back. So we got a good one lined up tonight, man. We're talking about a routine traffic stop that turns into a major drug seizure. And these are one of those ones where they just say it's a routine traffic stop. You know, simple traffic infraction turns into a nice big drug bust. And we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about that tonight. We ask that you join in the conversations with us and voice your points of views and concerns. Ask the questions. We get it on here and they answer for you. And we're going to keep it running. We ain't going to beat that dead horse tonight. You know, we're going to get to that football game tonight. And Mike got to do, his husband duties tonight. You know, got to celebrate the anniversary. So everybody show Mike some love down there in the comments with the anniversary today, man. It's a huge milestone. 18 years, man.
18 years, man. Goes fast.
Yeah, man, it does. And so we can get into it. Before we do, man, if you want to email us anytime, you can hit us up at the brothers-in-law21@gmail.com. If you got a question for us, you just want to chop it up with us, we'll get on there and check. I check it by every other day, man, depending how busy I am that day. But we'll get your question on there and get it answered, and we'll shoot your email back. So with that being said, Mike, go ahead and hit it off.
So this was a stop that happened in the Midwest area. 2023, I think it was. Yeah.
Yep.
And it just a simple traffic stop, and you'll see why the officer stopped the person. And well, we'll just let the video speak for itself. Here we go.
It was a routine traffic stop until they checked the trunk. Hello, sir. I'm Officer Murphy at Moline. The reason why I'm stopping is you swerved into oncoming lanes a couple times. You're kind of swerving in between different lanes.
I ain't gonna do that.
Okay. And then like when you turn that corner, like you almost clipped me because you came into like my lane.
I saw you.
Yeah. Do you have a driver's license?
I don't got it. I live up the street. My insurance and all that shit. That's in the bag. I live up the street though. Every police officer don't know me.
Okay.
I don't got my registration. I got my insurance though.
Okay. You have your insurance?
Yeah, I ain't from out here. You see, I'm using my map as I'm going on.
Okay, I got
I'm going to whatever.
where are you from?
Chicago. I've been down here like 5-6 months.
Would you mind just rolling this back window? Your tent's just so dark I can't see the dark.
Yeah. So why I gotta raise it down for you?
I just want to make sure there's no one in the back seat. That's all. No big deal. Okay.
You see how dark tinted that window is?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
I mean, reasonable up to this point, you know, that's a reasonable question for the officer to ask. Could you roll the back windows down? It's tinted pretty dark. As you can see, the officer feels vulnerable standing there with the window dark tinted. It could be somebody back there with a gun sitting there pointing it right at him, and he wouldn't know it.
I mean, he was literally seeing his own reflection in the windshield right there. It's like that's how dark that window is. And so just imagine, you know, somebody could possibly be in that back seat with a shotgun pointed right at you, and you never even know it. And so again, that's just a reason why, you know, officers would ask you to roll that back window down, make sure nobody's back there with a weapon or something pointed at you. I mean, it will make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, because you know we have all our lights on so we can see inside the vehicle as much as possible, because again, we don't know who we're stopping. You know, they don't know nothing about this guy.
And it's also a red flag when he says all the cops know me. But you ain't got your license, you ain't got no registration, you ain't got no insurance with you, but all the cops know you. How do they know you? They stopped you a lot or something? Or if that's the case, why don't you have that stuff ready right now?
Not only that, Mike, you saying all the cops know you. Well, you just said you only been in this area for about 5-6 months.
Right.
So either you're lying about that, you've been there a little longer, but you know, I mean, or you really have been there 5-6 months. You've just been in a lot of trouble in that short period of time for the cops to really get to know who you are. So they ain't saying too much about this fella here.
Right. I mean, that's what I will be thinking as an officer on this stop up to this point. You know what I'm saying? I will be thinking in the back of my mind, well, it's kind of questionable what you're telling me right now. So that's a red flag that there could be something else going on here. You know what I'm saying? That's a normal response for a normal officer at this point. You know what I'm saying? All right. Here we go.
All right, Andy, I'm trying to find this for you, man. I got you. 1 second.
All right, Mr. Can you step out for me?
For what?
We're gonna have a conversation out here about the open container.
For what?
Okay, because there's an open container in your car. Okay, so I'm telling you, step out.
Oh, I hate these commercials, man.
I'll pat you down, make sure you have no weapons. That's good. What's this in your pocket? Can I reach in there and grab it?
Let me see first.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna let you reach in there. Keep your hands up, man. Is it just the keys? I can't tell what it is. Okay, can I just pull it in to make sure that there's no knives or anything? That's a nice whip, man.
Well, drive it.
It's fast. All right, hey, so since there's an open container, it's going to give me probable cause to search your car for other open containers.
You did your thing. I don't know about that.
All right, so they can search the car. They already knew that as soon as they pulled him out because they saw an open container in the car. That's contraband. Okay, that's your probable cause to search the car. You can search that car anywhere that you may have other contraband hidden. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing, Corey, I tried to look at this and research this section in the legal source manual for California, where it says plain view. It's an open container. I don't know if they saw it in the back seat. I don't know if they saw it in the front seat, but nonetheless, it was in the cab of the car. Now they searched the trunk also. Some people may ask, well, why are y'all searching the trunk if you saw the open container in the compartment, the cab? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What it also, there are certain instances where in some searches where you can just search where that person was just sitting, but when you had that enough probable cause for the open container to have reasonable belief that other illegal activity is taking place, then you're able to search the vehicle in its entirety.
Yeah. Anywhere that an open container could be held.
Right.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
once you got probable cause to search that vehicle is yours. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But up to this point, Corey, he is remaining calm. He is compliant.
Yeah.
There's no fighting, there's no wrestling. He stepped out of the car when they told him, I want you to step out of the car. You know what I'm saying? Some people would argue with that and fight and argue, and it would complicate the stop because they refused to get out of the car. But he didn't. He got out of the car. So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good. Yep. I mean, there's none really that you can add to that. What's up, Tom? Welcome.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, so there's nothing really you can add to that. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's following the acronym of CALM, again, what stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. Now, he was a little hesitant getting out the car when they asked him. He was like, "For what?" And one sounds like, "Well, you have an open container, and we have probable cause to search the vehicle." And it's like, "All right, go ahead, do your thing."
Yeah.
So,
not that the officers have to give him a reason for him to step out of the car, but he did give him a reason. You know what I'm saying?
He did,
so that does make it go a little easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Yep, you're good.
Got a little weed. There you go. Look like a bottle of Hennessy.
Yeah.
It's peaceful. Hey, don't do that, man. How you do that?
What?
How you do that?
What do you mean? How'd I pop it?
Shit. I've been at like 9 months.
That's kind of cool pop, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Been at like 9 months. That's pretty cool. Yes. Take my time, go.
Have you ever been arrested before?
Many times, man.
For what?
Probably weed, goofy ass miscellaneous ass like that.
Do you have a FOID card?
No.
Okay. Tell you what, right now I'm just gonna detain you.
What?
The gun in the back. Okay.
So, Mike, stop right there.
We'll figure all that out.
So, in Illinois, and as well as other states, to have a firearm, registered firearm, you have to. They call it a FOID card, which stands for Firearm Owners Identification Card. That they have to have with them. So that's why he asked me, hey, do you have a FOID card with them? You're supposed to carry that on you at all times. If you do have a concealed carry permit, everybody knows you got to have that on you at all times. Which in fact he did not. He didn't even have a FOID card. But you're gonna find out why he doesn't have one.
Yeah. All right. So again, that's more probable cause.
That's more probable cause.
That's why they're detaining him. Now it's become more of a detention because they have a gun and he doesn't have the obvious permission to have that gun the way he has it. Right. All right. Here we go. So
remember all this stemmed from him swerving in the lanes and almost hitting the cop.
Yeah. So. And weed is legal out here in California. I know that. Okay. However, you can't transport weed in open container. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a sealed container or a closed up type of packaging. You know what I'm saying? So that's something out here in California. But the weed, unless you got a lot of it, I ain't gonna push that, Corey. You know what I'm saying? Or unless
that little bit he had right there. Well, now here obviously it's legal here as well. But in the past, that little bit right there, we'd usually do what we call wind tested.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not worth the paperwork to take that.
Right. Here we go.
Okay. End of the day, I'm not trying to take you to jail. Okay. I just gotta figure everything out. We'll talk about some stuff. Okay. Let's talk to jail. Did you figure out? So then we're gonna take off running, dude. You just tried to. Stop. Let me up, man. No. I'm done. All right. Whatever. Let me up, bro. Slow down. I'm fine, bro. Why'd you try to run, dude? That's just dumb. Please. You want shoes on? Want shoes on? I'll come talk to you in a second, okay? Nothing in there. This feels like it's loaded. Can you grab me another bag? Oh, boys. Oh, boys. We might have just hit the jackpot, baby. Ooh.
$100,000 in cocaine.
Oh, that's a ton of coke.
That's a lot of coke. And that ain't for personal use either.
Right.
You guys, there's so much, you can smell the coke. It's that strong.
He's also drunk and probably high on at least weed, but I mean, dude has at least a half a pound of coke and thousands, like a couple hundred rounds of ammunition, a drone. There's a Glock gun case, but no Glock. He was messing around back there a lot. Back in the squad? Yeah.
$100,000 worth of coke.
See that on me for me, huh? I got you, man. That's goofy. That's why I shouldn't even be cool with y'all ass, man.
See what he doing right now? He trying to slip out of the cuffs.
Mm-hmm.
If you see him fidgeting around, it says fidgeting around it, but you can see him. He trying to fidget himself and work his way out of the cuffs. So just because you are cuffed and in the back seat, don't think you don't have to, you're not a threat anymore. You know what I'm saying? You could be a threat. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, he is constantly trying to slip out of the cuffs. And he eventually he slips his cuffs to where he can put his hands in the front. You can do a lot with your hands in front than you can with your hands in back.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
And you know, not only is he trying to get out of the cuffs, but is he trying to hide something? Did he have a weapon on? Because you know, and that's the difference, because when you're being detained, we just do a pat down. When you're under arrest, then we get into the full-blown search. Now I'm getting ready to put you in my car. You know, I need to make sure you don't have nothing in you before I take you down to the precinct. Right. And so they could very well possibly miss something that he didn't want them to catch. And so he's maybe trying to hide it, but there's going to be nowhere to hide in the backseat of a police car. Not with these type of seats in it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and it's still a dangerous thing that you always, as an officer, you always got to be, worried about that, especially small, petite little guys like this and ladies like that. So, and we had a guy like that. He tried to steal a vehicle. We're sitting outside. We put him. Well, see, at state police here in Virginia, we don't put people in the back seat. They ride in the front passenger seat. And so we had a guy detained in my car. Was trying to transport him from the hospital to lockup. We were talking about the evidence that we had, and I handcuffed him to the back, Mike. And next thing I know, he was a tall, skinny guy, but he got the handcuffs in front of him, and then he had reached over and was trying to put the car in park. And I was like, "You idiot! You're not gonna take off in the car." It's like, man, I was like, so we got him out, and then we had to, jerry something to keep the cuffs real tighter on him so he can slip out of them again, because he was tall and lanky. And it was very easy for him to get those cuffs, in front of him. So, and they'll do it right there while you may be watching them. They don't care. That's why they're criminals.
And this is like you say, Corey. This can be dangerous when somebody is fidgeting around back there, because he could still be armed. Like you said, officers miss stuff sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You might have a gun somewhere or something that I might have missed or something. You're fidgeting around back there. You don't know what he's doing or what he's trying to do. What if that officer was actually in the car and driving somewhere with him in the back? You know what I'm saying? And he fidgeted around. What if he manages to pull out a gun at that point with his hands cuffed? Well, the reason why we show you this, because it's not far-fetched that somebody could be a danger even when you handcuff them and put them in the back of a patrol car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So as you can see, he managed to get his hands in the front.
Yeah. And what if he had a gun down in his crotch?
Right.
Randy, just have a seat, bro. Stop pushing me, man, bro. Don't ever push me, bro. What's wrong with you, man? Just have a seat. Can you please have a seat for us? I will, sir. All right, let's go. Don't do all that goofy ass. You must be a rookie, man. No goofy ass, man. I ain't got no problem with.
Here's a problem I have. He talking all that mess, but yet you the one trying to slip out of your cuffs. You the one putting your hands in the front of you when they supposed to be in the back of you. You the one had the gun in your trunk, okay, that you wasn't supposed to have, with $100,000 of cocaine, okay? But you worried about an officer putting their hands on you? I don't quite, that you lose credibility with me on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm more worried about you than you are about them officers. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
You must be a rookie or something, man. Get your goofy ass out of here, man. All right. Right now, we're just going to take you to the police department where you're going to be interviewed by a detective, okay? Will I be asking the judge tomorrow or not? Yeah. You know what time? I don't. Will they give me a phone call? Yeah, when we get there, you'll get some phone calls. I appreciate it, man. Hey, I got to take the seatbelt off of you. Sorry, y'all. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Stuck? Yeah. All right, take a couple steps forward. Why'd you do that? So try to. Yeah. Hold on.
He was trying to slip his cuffs again. That's why he did that.
Yeah.
He got his hands stuck down below his knees.
He got himself stuck trying to slip his cuffs in the front.
Take your stuff. Bro, you don't like that now. Okay, let's go. Did you do this? Take it down, man. We can't take it off. We're not sitting here. It's gonna be fun.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Twice now he tried to slip the cuffs. Twice now, this is like what, third time that he trying to get away. We don't know what he's trying to do. You have to be concerned as an officer of what this guy is trying to do. He tried to slip the cuffs twice.
Right.
He had a gun. You better search him again as an officer, okay, to make sure that he doesn't have anything on him.
And like I said, these things do happen. Delano just mentioned, not correct me if I'm wrong, Delano, that's New Orleans police department. Officer was murdered by the suspect. He said that the officer was transferring to another police station. And he says to add further insult to the injury, the suspect was not thoroughly searched and was able to use a gun. So, I mean, that's how it happens. I mean, that's sad. It happens like that, but you know, and that's why you may get asked to step out of the vehicle 2-3 times, and you know, different officers may, you know, search you, because not only for their safety, but also too, if you go into the jail with any other items on you, contraband, drugs, weapons, whatever on you that the officer may have missed, you're going to pick up an extra charge in the lockup. So they do their best to do a thorough search, and they should do a thorough search of you before turning you over to the deputies there at lockup.
Yeah, that's how we were. We were police. When we arrested someone, we took you to the county jail, okay, and booked you into the jail. That was the deputies, the sheriff's departments that ran the jail, not the police. That's two different agencies. Countless times, the jail personnel would find weapons, find something in on the suspects that we arrested or agency arrested, okay, that they could have used against us, okay, because we missed it during the search or something like that. Knives, small pistols, you name it. You know what I'm saying? These suspects could still have something on them that you might have missed. So that's why they nailed that home with us all the time, every day. Yeah. Make sure you thoroughly search your suspects, okay? Don't just assume because you cuffed them in the back seat of your car that they don't have nothing on. You got to search them.
Yeah, Tone, you can use zip ties. You know, I had them in conjunction with, you know, an extra set of handcuffs. Typically, I really use the flex cuffs when I was on special assignment, and there was a probability of us having to detain a lot of people. Then I would switch to the flex cuffs. But yes, I mean, we had those available as well. A lot of guys really don't like to use them unless, you know, there is no other alternative. You exalted all your backup handcuffs. At least that's for us, Mike. I know how you guys felt about the flex cuffs, but yeah, I had them, and like I said, I didn't use them on the normal road unless a lot of people were going to jail. But usually for special assignments, I would have those available for me to use.
Yeah, we typically, Tone, we didn't carry to zip ties like that. At least not for that purpose. Typically we didn't. I ain't gonna say no officers ever carried them, but we didn't make a practice to carry zip ties with us on the street for some reason, unless like you said, Corey, it was some riot situation or something like that, where you might end up arresting a lot of people. But mostly we didn't have that. Another thing Scott said, get them cuffs in front. It's easier to manipulate a lot of things, including trying to unlock them. That's true. You know what I'm saying? You could do a lot with your hands, even cuffed in the front. You can manipulate a lot of things. You can grab another person's gun. You can manipulate, maybe possibly get the shotgun out or whatever you have an officer might have in the seat. You know, you can do a lot of things like this, okay, then you can with your hands behind you, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, the fact that he slipped his cuffs, he's trying to do it twice. There's no telling what he's trying to do. So this is why officers are really strong on you staying the way you were put. Basically, if I cuff you behind your back, don't try to slip out of them cuffs and get the cuffs in the front. That's unorthodox for us to cuff you in the front anyway. Okay, we always cuffed you in the back,
unless there was usually some type of medical issue. We would put the handcuffs in front of you.
All right, here we go.
Consider. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm gonna make your day a hard day like mine is. Y'all monkey y'all coming with that shit. Boy, I'm never talking to them.
He got us take one of them.
Two sets of cuffs on me?
Yeah, grab the other one, remember? Dude, if he gets stupid, man, you're gonna end up getting hurt.
Man, if I get stupid, your mama gonna get hurt. What's wrong with you, man? You lucky you caught me.
Right.
Just fine. Yeah, I ain't on a goofy ass shit, man. Wow.
Upstairs. So you know this room is video and audio.
You slide your shoes off tonight. Alright, slide your off. Take them off. Take them off. Alright, sit down, take them off. No, take the shit off. Slide the shoes off. Slide the shoes off.
See, he had his fist clenched up.
He had his fist clenched and he was squaring it up. Now, see, policing has changed today because if you did that back when I was a cop, that's already a threatening manner. You going to the ground and you probably going to be handcuffed right then and there again. Yeah. And them cuffs going to stay on you. You are not going to square up for me because right there, you already showing me that you are a threat. You are still a threat and you are trying to physically harm me or you might physically harm me. So you square up and take a posture like that, Corey, you going down to the floor. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it's going to take as many officers as it needs to.
Necessary. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you said, times have changed. Like, you know, as soon as you square it up like that and start popping off at the mouth, tell me to get the F out your face. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to give you the opportunity. Go ahead and turn around, put your hands back behind your back. You're going back in cuffs. Otherwise, you're going down to the ground. But
the reason why we say that, Corey, is people say, well, they can pop off at the mouth all they want. Well, that might be true. But the minute you square up on me and clench your fist, that's a physical gesture. That's telling me that you trying to hurt me. So I'm going to take appropriate action to address that situation. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about being a tough guy. It's about why am I going to sit here and let you flex up on me when I ain't even doing nothing but what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay.
Right.
So that's how that goes.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
What is it? I talk to you, big dog. Get the fuck out my face. Take the shoes off. I'm telling you, no. I talk to you, please.
What's the problem with the shoes?
Bro, get out my face, man.
Is that anything?
Can I check the shoes? Okay, you gotta take the shoes off.
I'm talking to him. You have to check your shoes.
I'm gonna talk to him.
Talk to me. I'm right here.
I'm gonna catch another charge with you, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna knock your ass straight out, bro.
See, he balling that left fist up again.
Oh yeah, you going down and you going down.
Oh yeah, he should have been. They should have already wrapped him back up and put him back in handcuffs.
Now you could say these officers are being patient. They're trying to de-escalate the situation. Does he look like somebody who is going to de-escalate when he clenches his fist and taking a fighting stance with you? No, he ain't somebody that's going to de-escalate. So you got to get control of him at this point. That's
the whole time I was thinking, Mike, that he was going to pop him in the face because the way he was, sizing them up, waving the hand, putting the hands all up like he was getting ready. I mean, I thought he was going to hit him with that left. Right. You take control. I'm glad I wasn't on because he'd have been back on the ground in handcuffs.
And I'm saying this because some people may not think it's reasonable at this point to put your hands on him, but what you don't want is you don't want him to actually start fighting you. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to give him the opportunity.
Right.
You don't want to give him the opportunity. Remember, we always say police are supposed to be one up, right? And so this is how we're gonna stay one up. We're gonna de-escalate this whole situation by putting you back in handcuffs.
Right.
And it's for your safety. Right. Because you get
mine too. And you're already flexing up on me.
No, you don't gotta wait now. No, you can go ahead and do it right now. Soon as you seen him clutch that fist up and start popping off at the mouth like that, that's your green light to go ahead and get him detained again.
All right,
Put him
Scott, I see you.
All right, have a good one, Scott. Thanks for watching. But yeah, that was your green light to go ahead and put him back in, because as soon as he started squaring up like that and clenching his fists and everything, because like you said, he's already showing the aggression.
Right. I mean, you don't get to call the shots when you've been arrested and you being booked. Okay, you don't get to decide who you want to talk to and who you don't want to talk to. I mean, if I'm telling you I need to search your shoes, you need to take your shoes off. Well, it doesn't matter whether you like me or not. I still have to search your shoes. Okay. So he was having a problem with this one officer. Now, I will say this, Corey. You could, if he was directed his anger to this one officer and assuming that they could have another officer do it, you might take that officer out and remove him if you got another officer who could do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But if not, I wouldn't make that a practice. You know what I'm saying? Because he still got to do his job.
Right, he still has to do his job, and I mean, at this point, I'm not trying to accommodate this dude. Now you being a butthole, I'm not trying to accommodate you, and this officer's not escalating anything. He's just trying to do his job by having you to take your shoes off, so you make sure you don't have anything in your shoes. And so that's it. I mean, I hear what you're saying, yeah, and he looked like he could have been a new guy too, just by how his posture and everything was, and the demeanor look he had in his face, like he was a little bit scared, a little bit timid, and that's why he was doing that, because these guys know who's a rookie and they know who's been around a while, but they should have gone on ahead and did that and get it, but. And anyway, I mean, he remained calm. He was talking to the other police officer because I guess he might have had some rapport with him versus the younger guy, and they got everything under control.
Right. But just if they would have put hands on it at this point,
it would have
been completely reasonable.
Yeah, yeah,
completely reasonable. Here we go.
See, I'm saying he clenching his fist again, and he's saying that.
That's a totally different guy. The other guy is still out there.
Randy was arrested for possession with intent to deliver controlled substance, unlawful possession of a weapon, armed habitual criminal, and resisting arrest. He was cited for driving while his license was suspended or revoked, an uninsured vehicle, and improper lane usage. He was given no bond. Detective Lawrence interviewed Randy, and he took ownership of the cocaine, guns, and ammo. Each bag of cocaine tested positive. There was a total of 6 bags that altogether contained 361 grams of cocaine. There was $3,100 of cash placed into the evidence locker, along with 241 rounds of handgun ammunition for 3 different handguns, plus 18 rifle rounds, plus 7 Glock magazines, and a high-capacity drum magazine for an AR-15. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
So he's a hardcore drug dealer. Hardcore. Yeah. Which means he definitely would have hurt you if he had the opportunity.
If he had the opportunity, yep.
Right.
And lucky in this scenario here, he didn't. He was more worried about going to see some girl. But he was what they call a habitual offender, meaning he had charges, a lot of charges, and it's the most serious charge. I think they call it an X felony or something other in Illinois. And pretty much he was a convicted felon. Now, if you know anything about the gun laws in Illinois, they have some of the toughest gun laws in the country. And so again, it's I mean, I as a gun owner myself, I really hate the fact that every time something happens, they want to scream, more gun control laws. These criminals, as you just seen here, are not going to obey your laws. That's why he is a career criminal. He's a drug dealer. Drug dealers carry guns, and they're not supposed to carry guns because 99.9% of them are all prior convicted felons, and they cannot carry guns. So they're not going to follow your laws and go and legally purchase a gun. They're criminals. They're not going to do that. And so this guy, this was an excellent stop. And this is you call it a routine traffic stop, but it was nothing routine about this one because they got a lot of guns, well, more a gun and a lot of ammunition off the street. And so this is an outstanding bus.
Yeah, it was a good one. We show you these videos so you can get an idea of what an officer might be thinking in any certain situation, any circumstance. You know what I'm saying? So, just gives you inside look on how things happen. They don't always happen that way.
No, and it's another look on how officers do investigations. It's not always about you doing 75 and a 60. Right. It's this guy swerving lanes and almost hit the police officer, which led to the open container in the car, and which led to the drugs and ammunition and weapon in the car. All this from that the initial stop, right? A traffic violation. So this is good police work. Now, Mike and I were talking before the show. Sometimes this guy may have gotten away with if he got a different officer who was just, it's towards the end of my shift. I just want to write this dude a ticket and send him on way. You might have seen the open containers, like, hey man, he's cool like he is, or was Mike say, man, just go ahead and pour that out. I'll just, and we'll let that slide. I'm gonna give you a ticket for a failure to maintain lanes or whatever, and send him on his way. Not knowing he's got all that cocaine, you know what I mean? So, this is good police work, and this is why we do it. It's more than just, the initial infraction. We're looking for other things, and this is how we do it. This is what you pay the police officer to do. Good police work like this. We already know there's bad cops out there. We know that. We're talking about these good guys that get out here and do their jobs to protect and serve their community, and that's exactly what these guys are doing here.
Yeah, I don't see nothing that these officers did wrong or shocking or anything like that. They did everything by the book. And for the most part, Corey, this suspect was cooperative until he got to the jail. You know what I'm saying? That's when he started acting up. But on the street, he really wasn't argumentative. He wasn't, nothing that would cause these officers to escalate their interaction with him. You know what I'm saying? Unnecessarily. So he did follow calm to a degree out on the street.
Yeah, to a degree. To a degree.
He might have tried to take off on them, you know what I'm saying? That quick second, but they got him under control real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's it. That's another one. And
the reason why he probably was going to run, Mike, because he knows he's a prior convicted felon, and he knows he's probably gonna go away for a while with these charges. And so that's
why he said, what you do that for? When he opened the trunk, he said, what you do that for? Because he knew right there, they gonna find all my stuff.
He already knew he was done. But he again, still he was cool until he tried to buck when they tried to put the cuffs on him. He was still cool. So good one. All right, well, we're going ahead and wrap this one up for tonight. Everybody get out there and enjoy some football. Again, if you like the content of this video, enjoy this show tonight, please go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button for us. Everybody that's on YouTube and over on Facebook, go ahead and smash them heart buttons and like buttons over there as well. Share this out to all your friends and family. Remember to always stay calm, comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. And we will be back next week, same time, same sandbox, with another video to break down. Mike, final words, my brother.
Thanks for joining us, Delando Scott Stacy, Jesus loves you.
Goat,
Tone.
Yeah,
see Tone on here. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.